Hey guys, so today we're going to be building a tire rack in the shed. Just gotta get a little bit of stuff cleaned up for winter time. I'm just walking over there right now. I'll show you everything. It's a little bit windy today, so excuse the noise. Alright guys, so this is a tire rack that I had previously made. As you can see, lots of tires here. Lots and lots of tires. So this tire rack basically, it does what it's supposed to, but I mean, we could definitely improve on this design. I just kind of threw this together because I was kind of bored one of the days. So just random scrap wood because we had a guy build our deck. So I took the scrap wood and I just put it all together. I had a few decking screws left from another project that I did. So I kind of used some of those just to hold it all together. But yeah, so the new one that we're making, it's 2 feet out like that. And it's going 7 feet across, and it's gonna be 6.5 high. So basically, if I did my calculations correctly, we should have 2 stages and then a shelf right on top that we can use as well. So let's get to building. Well, let's clean and then we're gonna start building. Well, looks like we're gonna have to put things on hold for a little bit till tomorrow. It's just started to rain. And it's pretty cold, or else I wouldn't mind working in the rain right now. And I was saying it was raining, but it looks like snow to me. And it's only October. Okay, so these are the pieces that we're gonna use. So we have the 7-foot pieces right here. Right next to it is the 6.5. These are the screws that we're using. That's just some extra wood that we have from the cuts that were made, as well as that. And then these are the 2-foot pieces that we have right here. Everything was pre-cut at Home Depot. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys how I make the base. Now originally I did want the 2-foot 2x4 to go in between the 2 7-foot pieces, but I'm gonna change it up and I'm actually gonna put it on the outside. Just this way we'll have a smaller width and we'll be able to fit more tires more snug. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys how I prepare this. So I'm gonna line it up. I'm gonna go ahead, just find where my 2 screws are gonna go. Okay, so now that the pieces are marked, we're gonna go ahead and drill right through. We have those 2-foot pieces drilled out. I'm gonna go ahead and attach them to the 7-foot pieces. pretty much when I was screwing it in, I just had it supported on each corner like this. And I just screwed everything in. Next, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put up the 6.5 foot pieces. I did go ahead and pre-drill these as well, just to make it a bit easier. Next, we'll go ahead, we'll take our biggest tire and we're gonna mark the height. Also, what you're gonna wanna do is pull the tire up like this a bit, just over the frame. And we're gonna mark it there as well. So what I went ahead and did is off camera, I marked all the way around on both the posts. Also, I took the next 2 foot piece and I marked 2 lines. Just so I could center it on the top. So I'll go ahead, I'm gonna put the 2 foot piece in now. Okay, so far this is what it's gonna look like. Off camera I went ahead and I did go put the back piece right here on. So now I'm just gonna replicate it on the front and I'm gonna show you guys how I did it. Now what I went ahead and did is the holes that we drilled, I added a screw in already. And for the height, what you're gonna wanna do is the 7 foot piece, we're gonna go right on top of here. But they're not gonna cross, so it'll be right up here. Again, do your balancing act. Alright guys, so at this point the tire rack is completed. So the measurements that I gave at the beginning of the video is just for the tire rack. But if you do want to make the level on top, you will need 2 more 7 foot pieces. And then from the extra wood that we have, we can cut the 2 foot pieces out. And you're just missing some plywood. So I'm going to repeat what I did at the bottom to get the height for the shelf. So I have the tire in place. I'll bring it up right on there. And then we'll go ahead and mark. As you can see, there's already a mark there. And what I'll do is I'll put the 2 foot pieces just on top of the mark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead. Just like what we did before, I'm going to go mark the 2 foot pieces again. So as you can see, I have the 2 foot piece right here. Slide it right in. Make it flush with the end. And go on the inside. I'll put this 2 foot piece right here, and this is just to make a straight line. And I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So if you guys can see, we have our marks right here. Same thing on the other end. Now these pieces, they don't have to be perfect, but if you really do want, you can use a level to make sure everything is all leveled out. I kind of just wanted to make this quick, so I'm doing it this way. So now that I lined up both the marks, I'll go ahead and I'm just going to drill right through the center of the piece. Alright, there we go. So I have the 2-foot pieces in now. So with these pieces, I put them on the inside of the tire rack. And the only reason for that is because we want the shelf on top. So if you're not going to put the shelf on top, you don't need to do this step. So basically I pre-drilled the holes here into the 6.5-foot pieces. Alright, so I pre-drilled 8 holes into the 2x4s. And I got the screws started already. I also went ahead and measured this and I cut the pieces of wood to size. And as you can see, I'm building this inside the shed. So I also put this piece right from the get-go because the tire rack, it does bend in a bit, but this will help it level it out. So once all the pieces are in, I'll show you guys. Alright, so here it is. Tire rack is all done. Came out just how I wanted it. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add a few more screws here and there. I'm gonna nail in the base. I'm gonna nail in the top piece of plywood here as well. And I'll be putting some measurements in the description and in this video as well. So yeah, you guys can pretty much make this at home. I just used the cheap Black & Decker drill that I have right here. I think it was like 40 bucks. Not that strong, but it does the job. And then I have my Milwaukee drill. I had this from work.